Hello everyone, and welcome to Linux Forensics here at Pentester Academy. In this video, we're going to look at some process dumps and maps from those suspicious processes in our second subject, the PAS2 system. So as before, I'm going to use my convenient alias, this guy right here, so that I can avoid typing obnoxiously long commands every time I want to run Volatility. So here I have my first command I want to run is Linux proc maps, and I want to run it on just a particular process. So we're going to start with our DropThere process, 1284, and we're going to pipe it to more. And here we see the different memory spaces that are being used. And notice that the file that's being referenced here is user include SSL v3 DropThere. Now, if you do a little bit of research on DropThere, what you're going to find out is that DropThere is an SSH server. And it's something that you can easily install and use as a backdoor, which seems to be the case here. Normally you wouldn't expect to run your SSH server on port 44,965. Most people like port 22, for example. So that's our DropThere process. Well, what are some of these other processes that we might want to have a look at? How about our SceneGFindShell process? So let's have a look at that one. All right, so we can see there's references to bin, SceneGFindShell, and a couple of C libraries as well. So this might indicate that this is written in C. You have to be careful about making that assumption. Just because it is using libc doesn't necessarily mean that it was written in C or a C-like language. It's not terribly unusual for an assembly programmer to use libc for certain items because some items are just really difficult to use raw assembly for. It's a much easier process to just call a libc function sometimes. Now, if we look at the process at the bottom of that pile from the SceneGFindShell, we'll see that sure enough, there are references to bash and to things associated with bash. If I look at my process that was used to SU to MySQL, again, I see SU being run. I see a keyring being accessed, which makes sense. It's validating who I am. And there's some other interesting things being run here in this process. So much for process maps. What about process dumps? Well, let's start with our DropThere process. And if I want to dump this process, I have to give it a place. And I will just dump this one to /temp. If I run xxd, you can see here we have the elf signature. We could put this through something like obj dump or readelf, which we'll learn more about in some future videos. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and dump a few of those processes like so. And we will come back to these processes in some future videos. But that's all for this video. As always, if you're enjoying these videos here at Pen Tester Academy, please tell a friend. We'll see you soon.